And of course, my camera is all sorts of jerky. So, yeah. Hi, good evening. I am N2RJ, and I'm trying something new here. But the camera's kind of a little jerky, but I might just switch cameras and be done with it. To heck with it. But anyway. Yeah, I had a meeting that ran over that really wasn't, you know, let's see here. This should work. All right, and then I do here. I'm going to do this instead. How's that? Yeah, you know what? That's the best I could do, to be honest. It's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. And it's kind of just willpower through it. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, hi, guys. So my regular camera kind of like was just playing the fool. And I really hope that you guys could hear me properly. I think you can. And I'm going to try to get this here. Okay. And let's see here. And I really hope that you guys could... Okay. Right. Echo. Okay. All right. This is going to even out itself eventually. So, long story short, what happened was I was on a Zoom call earlier, and things were going. Things actually worked really well on the Zoom call. And then what happened was eventually, everything started to like go haywire. I think my battery died on my laptop. It was plugged in, and it's still not plugged in now for some reason. So I'm going to plug it back in. I'm going to hope it behaves. But yeah, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who got me to 10K subscribers. I can't believe this little channel is now at 10K subscribers, which is amazing, just mind-blowing. I was happy to get to 1K some months ago. And I was like, well, you know what? Let's see how far this will go. And I really like, the whole thing where we're teaching and learning. I can't have as many sponsors as some of these other people, that have, they're all the major radio manufacturers and all that stuff. I'm very restricted in that. So, which is actually not a problem because I like teaching people. I love to, to go and do things and show people stuff and knowledge. Elmering and mentoring has always been a hallmark of what I do in amateur radio. And to tell you the truth, I would not have it any other way. I'm kind of doing a broken screen thing here. Okay. So, yeah. So, all right, what are we going to talk about tonight? So, I want to show you guys, hi T-Ray. I met T-Ray at Hamcation, and it was pretty good, and it was really nice to meet all of my friends at Hamcation. So Hamcation was pretty good. On Thursday, we had the ARRL National Convention training tracks, right? Which was pretty interesting. We had all of these, we had, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. We had the Contest University, first time in Orlando. We had the, ARRL had the MCOM Academy, which was huge. They had over 100 participants in that, which was mind-blowing. Then they had the Tech Academy, which was interesting, especially my friend Michelle Thompson, W5NYV. Michelle's a hoot. She's a real, techie person, and she's developing satellites and other technology, and she's just been really, really interesting. So Michelle was there, and the lamp, yeah, if I take off the lamp, I'll probably be better, right? Okay. And Michelle was actually, she gave a good talk on digital communications, and she was just great. So, but you know what? I think the real highlight a lot of people were looking for was this hands-on handbook, where a lot of your YouTube friends, YouTube creators, and such like that were there giving talks on the ARRL handbook. So that was pretty good. They had a lot of fun. They had a lot of interesting presentations, and we saw Ham Radio 2.0. And yeah, I know the light source is gone. Sorry, SLCO Aries thing is gone. So anyway, hey Mike, I met Mike too, KMRD there, and T-Ray, and all of this is temporary. I actually have a new room I'm going to be doing my live streams and videos from. It's like we had a photo studio in another corner of the house that I just, I just really started to move everything out of there and get everything sorted out, and thing. PGXL is not here. PGXL is actually on its way back to Austin for some TLC. That's the TGXL, Tuner Genius. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, what I was saying now. Yeah, so I was happy to meet up with everybody. Okay, hope that combination lady becomes a ham. I think you mean the one who I met. What's her name? Fern. Yeah, Fern was interesting because Fern looked really interesting. She looked like she was gonna have a good time in amateur radio, and she's kind of like, so in my work with well, not really work, it's kind of like half work, half fun thing with EcoFlow, which is the battery company. I've been talking to a lot of van life people and van dwellers and nomads and such like that. So, and I've been kind of like, it's not my lifestyle, okay? I'm totally not into that stuff. But the van life and the other things, like traveling around, being a nomad and stuff like that, I learn about these people and their needs, and I help them get their power stations in order, EcoFlow hooked me up with a lot of their stuff to do that, and to do tech support and promotion and stuff for them too. So I've been really good with that, and I'm going more into that. I've actually, this whole setup here right now, I'm actually running the house on batteries, so it's kind of interesting. I'm stress testing some batteries, and it'll charge with solar during the day, and it's going to be eventually, we're going to start off with 4,000 watts of solar here, and then eventually ramp it up to like 13 kilowatts so I could fully charge my car and everything. So yeah, and I met the other Mike. The other Mike is larger than life, right? KD2 SXD. It was so nice to meet you. It was so nice to meet, who else was there? My friend Dawn, WA4YL. It was nice to meet Mel. It was nice to meet, gosh, so many people. I met all the Gigaparts people. I met Hank Strange. Would you believe it or not? Hank Strange. And Hank Strange is an interesting guy because, as you know, I'm involved in that community as well. The 2A stuff. So I've been good trigger discipline there, right? And then one of my friends is Tony Simon, who lives in South Jersey, and he's a NRA trainer and such like that, and he runs an event at Woodland Park Range called The Second is for Everyone, and he has, it's like a diversity thing, right? Because, I'm big on the D&I, even though I try to tell people, well, my purpose in amateur radio is not to fly the diversity flag, but you know what, I'll do it anyway because I think it needs to be done. And so he knew my friend Tony Simon, and Tony is one of those guys, he just has a smile on his face wherever you see him, especially when he's in the port at the range. Okay, so he's a good guy. And yeah, but it was loads of fun. I showed you guys the testing video. I'm going to try to show you some of these pictures and stuff. I'm trying to get it off of my phone, but I'll be posting some of them on the channel too. And then it was just a really fun time. Thank you for the buy me a coffee from KF5SLK. Thank you very much. I see this here. Thank you. I'm a little limited in putting things on screen tonight because of my computer. I actually borrowed a monitor from one of the kids, and I said, can I please borrow your monitor? My Shack PC here is ancient. It's going to probably go in the trash heap sometime soon, or maybe, this thing's a power hog. It's like 250 watts. Yeah. I met Ham Radio Adventure Guy, Ham Radio freaking Adventure Guy. I'm just so happy to meet him too. The Pota King. Hello, Nico. Nico Therion. Tank Radio. Tank Radio, I love you. Well, you're amazing. Okay? Yeah, Tank. Tank, if you're a Dayton, we got to hang a little more, okay? And you want to know something else cool? And I tell people, well, I don't want to be known as the ARL lady, even though I totally am, okay? I kind of, I really hit it off with the bunch of tubers we had at we had a little get together. David Minster, Bob Inderbits, and then a few other the ARRL people. We got together with some of the YouTubers, and David asked me to come along, and that was pretty nice. Hanging out with everybody, sharing stories, and looking for the future and such like that. And that was really nice. I mean, I have a little video, but obviously I'm not going to be sharing that because there are a lot of private conversation there. But I just actually, I took some photos of the group and such like that. It was nice. But yeah, let's see who else is in the chat here. Bob the Traveler. Yes, I met Bob the Traveler. I met, let's see, Pota King, T-Ray. I met, oh my God, and I'm going to be posting this interview on the channel. I met an amazing, amazing person. You may have heard of him. The guy who swam here. Alex, W7 Hotel Uniform, okay? And it's amazing to hear his story of amateur radio and, what's going on in his former home country of Cuba. And I explained to him that we both have different stories getting here to the United States. But when you come here, we contribute, and we definitely, make the most of it. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you, I wouldn't name names, but, y'all know who I'm talking about. There are people who make YouTube videos bashing the ARRL and such like that. You want to know something? Criticism is okay. You criticize, so don't even worry about it. But at the same time, look at all the good that's happening. I don't blame people for criticizing. I think that they let them criticize. It's their right? But I was glad. Between all of his criticism, I was actually glad to hear that he had some good things to say about the magazine, about the photo quality and everything like that. And part of the reason I was late was because I had a meeting with a couple of us in the ARRL Foundation, and there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming out from that. Unfortunately, I can't give too much details other than if you have a club and, stay tuned. So there's going to be a lot of good things coming for clubs. So, and yeah. So let's see what else in the chat here. And then I'll try to tell you about tonight's topic and I'm going to try to show you this thing here from Dave Sumner, which my friend actually showed me here. And let's see here. Well, listen, Steve, ARRL is not perfect by any means, and I don't pretend that it is. I do tell people, if you're criticizing, criticize with facts. And for the most part, if people criticize with facts, I'll say, okay, that, what? There's room for improvement. If they criticize with fake news, I will say, you are fake news, okay? And then, and if people don't like what I say, they can say, you're fired. But, it's like, I actually met the Donald some years ago when I worked at Fox News. Oh, you guys didn't know I worked there? Yeah, I did. I totally did. It's funny. I was kind of doing some stuff like what I do here. Here. So let me see here. Two groups. Yes. Is that working? Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Is there in Orlando? All right. Some hands are the biggest complainers. Yeah, they are. It's actually, like I said, I don't mind complaints. I get complaints all the time. My email inbox, which is now nicely organized with Microsoft Teams and everything else, I get complaints, and you want to know something? Is really, really not a big deal, okay? I don't, if I wasn't hearing complaints from people, I would say, well, what's wrong? Are you guys, do you guys not know how to communicate with me? So, well, there's a lot. It's not that we're all you have, it's just that I think that united we are, the better we are. And I'll give you a little bit of my background. My dad was involved, and the town I lived in was famous for labor unions and such like that. And we had a big strike in the oil field and such like that. So my dad was he was a teacher, and he was involved in the teachers union and such like that. And he kind of like, I kind of learned a few things from him about, unity and sticking to your guns and such like that. So let me see. I'm sure when I mentioned the word guns, I'm going to see yellow on the thing. But anyway. Hey, you know what? If you'll be extra class, that's great. Congratulations on extra class, I'm trying to get Kat to become an extra. She will show all of you guys that she could be extra. Let's see here. Good luck in the exam. Yes, of course, Brian. Constructive criticism, a positive thing. Of course. Yes, of course. If you criticize what I do, like, there was somebody who said, well, we love your channel, but we don't like all the sound problems. No problem. I totally hear you, and I'm going to improve that. So, I actually have equipment and stuff that I'm setting up in the other room, so that's going to be working out good. And when I get my new computer set up, and I'm going to have a dedicated streaming computer, so see how that goes. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about, bringing your lapsed friend into ham radio. And I'll start with a few things. Anybody here who knows Steve Wozniak? Okay, Steve Wozniak was a ham radio operator. But Steve Wozniak was the founder of Apple, right? And he let his ham radio license lapse. There are a lot of people who let their radio license lapse for one reason or the other. Whether they got busy with family, they forgot about ham radio. And I think now with this new $35 fee, what's going to happen is a lot of people are probably just going to let the license lapse. And we're probably just going to see the few that are in there remaining. So let me see if I could bring up this editorial here. I might have to. So the problem I have here is that, let's see here, downloads. You probably see my neck. Okay. Date added today. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to, let's see. Preview. Is that preview? Oh, darn it. Acrobat. Okay. Adobe Acrobat. All right. Blue Jeans, Malwarebytes, Google Chrome. Hang on a sec. Okay, editorial. Open with preview. Okay. Hang on a second. So I have like my laptop here and my computer. I have a monitor in front of it, so I'm trying to get this here. Preview. Okay, there we go. Okay. So this here, I'm going to get back to me here now, where it says re-entry. And we're not talking about re-entry as in a rocket that re-entered into space and that is going to burn up, okay? What we're talking about is re-entry into amateur radio. So this is from Dave Sumner, K1ZZ, friend of mine, or at least a casual amateur radio acquaintance. I've had the pleasure of, thank you very much, Silver Sax Prepper. You are so awesome for that super chat. And yeah, you know, Silver Stacks Prepper, I actually met Silver Stacks Prepper. I saw him the other day on the other live stream I was on with Ask Ive Solar, and we were talking about solar panels and batteries and such like that. So yeah, you know, that's great, Silver Stacks. Thank you very much. Okay, so Dave Sumner is saying, re-entry, a new FCC rule should interest anyone who previously held a general advance or amateur extra license, let it lapse, and would like to get back into amateur radio. Okay. The August 2014 issue of QST reported the outcome of an FCC rulemaking proceeding, WT docket 12-283, that dealt with several matters relating to licensing, exams, and the use of TDMA emissions. Incidentally, that one about TDMA emissions is how we could have DMR on ham radio, okay? The resulting, Cola Games is my son, by the way, okay? The resulting changes to Part 97 of the FCC rules took effect on July 21 and have been generally applauded by the amateur radio community. Of particular significance to many former radio amateurs is an amendment to 97.505A. This rule now instructs volunteer examiners to give credit for elements 3 and 4 to an examinee holding an expired amateur extra class license, and credit for element 3 to an examinee holding expired advanced or general class license. That one's a little controversial, but the advance, alongside provision that gave element 3 credit to holders of an old technician licenses issued before March 21, 1987, and then when the technician and general licenses had the same written exam, has been retained. This change means that FCC will issue general license to someone who passes element 2, current technician exam, and demonstrates they previously held an advanced or general license without requiring that they retake and pass element 3 exam. Similarly, former extras can retain their full privilege licenses simply by passing element 2. Now, here's a nice thing. The thought behind this accommodation of formal licenses is that the Commission is willing to assume there is little or no difference between their qualifications and those of licensees who happen to complete the administrative process of renewing their licenses before the grace period expired. That's a reasonable assumption, and making the former licensee pass the current entry-level exam is a reasonable requirement to verify their commitment and familiarity with the current rules. Okay? While the news cannot yet have reached more than a small fraction of those who could benefit, the ARLVEC department reports that applications already taken advantage of this new opportunity, right? And just 1 second here. How do we get the word out to the rest? Okay, which I'm kind of helping do here, right? And let's see here. Okay, 1 minute. ZB1. All right, I think you like this camera view a lot better of me, okay? Right, so dear reader member, this is where you come in, okay? If you know someone who would qualify, pass it on. Don't stop there. Explain that ham radio is better than ever with new worlds to explore. The good things they remember are still there, but there's so much more. New digital data and voice modes, even on new bands. Remember, and this was in 2014 when, when we did not even have FT8. We didn't have any of the new stuff that we have now to simply explode with, my friend Joe Taylor. He has developed, with his whole team, developed a whole bunch of modes. Software-defined radios, like the one I have in the back there. Back here, the Flex radio, that Ham Radio 2.0 kind of, he gave away something like this way back when. Hi, Jojo. This is my kitty down here. Yeah, he's a senior guy. I'll probably bring him on camera sometime. But yeah, new digital data and voice modes, even new bands. New bands, yes. We have new bands. We have 60 meters and we have 630 and 2200. Kits that outperform ingenious new antenna designs for portable, mobile, and fixed station operation. I think Ham Radio 2.0 gave away some antennas, right? Kits that outperform anything that ever came out of Benton Harbor. I don't get the reference. Compact gear that can be taken anywhere. And this was before my ICOM 705, with features that didn't exist when their license lapsed. Okay? While the rule changes open up new possibilities, okay, there is no reason to limit our outreach just to these former licensees. The same pitch is appropriate for other audiences. Inactive hams who still have their licenses. Let's see here. There we go. Right. Who still have their licenses. Former novices and technicians. Anyone who thought about becoming a ham. Somewhere along the way, but never quite made it, either because of former Morse code requirement, for some other reasons. What's more, they are needed in many places. The existing pool of trained operators for public service emergency preparedness activities is not as big as it should be. Benton Harbor. Okay, that's a good point. Heath kits. Okay, and yeah. Okay. David Denny, please, you have to watch my video on GMRS that has over 100,000 views. What's more there? Okay. And then knowledge, skills, personal contacts developed. We all know people. And they're in the FCC database. Okay. You can find every licensee in your city or zip code. Right? And our mobile society is shelf life. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, so the long and short story of this is that Dave Sumner is saying that people who had licenses back in the day, okay, they kind of like they can actually regain all their privileges by just taking the technician test. So, except for the advanced. So here's the problem, right? The technician, the advanced class were kind of downgraded, right? I don't know if they don't like the, I don't know if they don't like the, they don't like the advanced class or whatever, but that was like a slap in the face to them, So it's kind of like, yeah, you could get a general, right? We're not going to give you an advance back. We're going to downgrade you to general. And that kind of caused a lot of people to be kind of, I want to use the word butthurt about that. In a good, you know what? They might very well have a point, because if they're kind of like, heard about that and saying, well, I'm an advanced, I really should have I really should have my advanced license, and you're just giving me a general, I could see what they're saying. But anyway, that's the long and short of that, okay? And I really think that should really be one of the focuses we have in amateur radio. Now, some people, Sterling N0SSC, might say, right, so surely you have a very good point, right? That yes, and that's exactly the point. The technician test is pretty much rules, regulation, and safety, okay? And there are a lot of things that have been updated in a technician test, but 99% of them are rules, right? The extra is where all the hardcore technology knowledge is. And to be honest, a lot of people say, well, a lot of extras can pass the test. Please, I tried that. I went on Ham Radio Prep and I passed all the extra stuff. I used their free app, and I went on and I tried the modern day extra and I passed no problem. So all the technical knowledge is there. And you internalize it and stuff. Provided you didn't cram. I know a lot of people cram. I have nothing against people who cram. Yeah. So, there's a lot of good stuff going on in ham radio today. One of them, of course, is all the new equipment we have. We have more than ever. Cola Games, if you want to buy me a coffee, you could just make me some soda stream. Okay? That's my son. He's funny. Yeah. So, uh, I'm not. What's happening with the techs is they're trying to get some. And I got some opposition for this, where people are saying, well, you're giving away too much to those technicians, and if I had to do licensing over, I would do a foundation license, right, which is a novice license with HF, and give these people 10 watts, okay, 10 watts on HF, all the privileges you can eat. And then beyond that, right, you have like an intermediate license that, that gives you probably 100 watts, and then a full license, which gives you the opportunity to run amplifiers and such like that. You see, that will correlate the skills required with the danger level. The problem is the FCC and the ARRL, when they were cooking up this thing called incentive licensing, their whole mission was to enhance technical knowledge, and yeah, it's kind of like, they have to realize that that's not the case anymore. You're not going to incentivize people to do that anymore. However, that doesn't mean we throw technical knowledge away. I still think there's a lot of avenues for learning. Today you have social media and YouTube to learn, okay? And you have a lot of great people showing you things. You have clubs. The other day I was given a presentation at Cal Poly Amateur Radio Club. They really loved it. Of course, on SDRs, but not only this SDR, but ones you could build and ones you can actually, sink your teeth into. And I gave them like a whole technical discussion. They really enjoyed it. But it's Cal Poly, okay? It's an engineering slash, technical, I guess, a polytechnic university, just like my university, which was just called Polytechnic University, which is now New York University Tandon School of Engineering, NYU. I could tell you some stories. But anyway, yeah, so that's one of the things. But in the 2A community, my friend Anthony Calandro, who runs an awesome podcast, that he actually has a whole thing that he says, each one reach one. So basically what he means is that each person, try to motivate somebody to get into, in his cases was 2A causes, right? In our case is amateur radio. I still do 2A activism. I just don't do it, I'm just not, like the whole virus thing put a damper on that. But each one reach one, everybody bring somebody in, show them the good stuff. And there's a lot of different things people could do in amateur radio. You have like amateur radio is now big with the overlanding crowd and something like that. Amateur radio on the air, yes, I am Mike Zero, Romeo Alpha Juliet as well. And yes, it's exactly similar to UK. Not only the UK licenses, but also a lot of Europe has foundation. Cal Poly requires all the EE majors to test for technician. I did not know that. That's amazing. They have their club is really nice. So Paul. No, I don't think so, Paul. I think that FT8 should be for everybody, because you want weak signal communication. I don't want to rag on anybody, but if you look at the CQ contest mailing list, I saw something today, this past week, that was just amazing. Totally anti-technology, and some guy was saying, well, we should just forget about FT8 and apply those signal processing technologies to CW, which doesn't make sense because they're not the same. UK is part of CEPT. UK is still part of CEPT despite Brexit. They are still part of CEPT, and they're also part of HAREC, right? Which is basically means that you can take your exam, and you can go in another country, and then you can have your license there. So no, that's true, Shirley. So the U.S. isn't the only place with more than two. I didn't mean that we are the only place. It's just that the FCC doesn't want any more classes of license. By the way, this is something you'll hear in discussions about regulatory stuff. But yeah. So Ron, I'm sorry the FCC doesn't like that idea anymore. We're not going to have a foundation or a novice license again. So by the way, while I was in Orlando, I took the opportunity to visit my mom. She lives not far from there. I really wish I could bring the kids, but I didn't feel like bringing them out here. Wow, T-Ray, you are the man. Thank you very much, T-Ray. I'll raise a glass for you. 10K, yeah, 10K, and Minster told me that how it's 100K is next. We'll see. It took some of these channels how long to get to 100K, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much. I'll show you this glass I have here, which is the. So this is from the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, who was I actually used to do stuff for my member of parliament when I was in Trinidad and Tobago, and he was he unfortunately was ousted from office due to some scandal. Apparently some relations with one of the staff members, if you know what I mean. So my son just literally brought me a coffee. He didn't bring me a coffee, he brought me a soda stream. So yeah. All right. Bidding war. Ham Radio Adventure guys working on 1K, hopefully he can get to 1K. I mean, if you see any good stuff on Ham Radio Adventure guy, go give him a sub and give him a like. And we actually hung out, and it's actually been pretty good. Now I'm going to show you some of these pictures on camera because unfortunately my computer is acting up where I can't get them on the computer. But we had a lot of good time at Hamcation, and I just want to show you a few things. But maybe I'll show you this one where I was actually up on a thing here, giving a whole presentation and talk. Well, not actually, just an introduction for all of these YouTubers who were there. And we had the whole contest university thing. What else did I have here? Let's see here. Yeah. We got Tank Radio here too. You know what? Let me see if I could play this. I won't play it with sound. Yeah. Frank is here. See? Frank was there with all the YouTubers. That was pretty cool. I got one with T-Ray actually too. T-Ray is one of my big supporters, so I gotta show him some love here. Let me see here. Let me see the thing here. You have 4 subscribers. Darn. Are you looking for subscribers? I'll see what you got. Let's see here. Yeah, he had a shirt that said "allergic to bees." I still don't understand what that means. He's allergic to bees or something. But the video where AWRL tested my radio, that was always interesting. I kind of walked in because I was with the AWRL booth, so I walked into to my booth, which was a development, and basically trying to get people to sign up for memberships and sign up for Diamond Club and all of that stuff, and generally get them active. But yeah, it's it was pretty interesting, the radio testing, you know, and yeah, Ham Radio Adventure Guy. I should really check to see if I'm subscribed to him. I should be. If not, then I'm gonna fix that. So let's see here. Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Okay, let me take a look at him. Oh, well, he got a new subscriber. I didn't realize. And then T-Ray, KI5. Let's see. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. So the radio renaissance, you know, and it was really nice to see all these people at Hamcation. I really feel that we're going to be seeing more and more of the events coming back, because I mean, to be honest, and you know, I'll say this, okay? I kind of went down and I said, you know what? I'm going to be basically taking all my precautions. I did take precautions for COVID. I got triple vaxxed and I wore a mask initially in the crowd areas. Then eventually I took it off, and, you know, the fact is that at this point, really, I think because in New Jersey we're ending the mandates, and, you know, it's just going to be kind of like, well, you know, everything should be almost back to normal. So let's see here. I think that everything's going to start coming back, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's not liking this. All right. I'll see how I play this video. Right. Okay. Yeah. And it was the radio renaissance, and I think that we're going to be seeing more of this. So other things I did at Hamcation, right, that I'm going to be showing you. You know, I wanted to meet up with Tom Gaines, who did the satellite contact, and Tom was so busy, I didn't want to bother him. But, you know, let's see here. So if you can arrange another lifetime, I'm not sure. You want to know something, Shirley? There's going to be changes to life membership that probably, you know, I don't know how old you are, to be honest. So I'm not going to assume. T-Ray got a Shack Tour video? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you know, Steve, well, you know, CW is not for everyone, but it is for a lot of people, you know. Let's see. What's the potential to meet me at Dayton? So, I am 99% sure I'll be there. Last time I was supposed to be at Huntsville, but I had to cancel that due to a death in the family. And that kind of put the damper on things. Dayton, I'm relatively sure I have my hotel booked. I'm staying at Hope Hotel, right? And then, you know, I'm staying there. I'll be there with the contesters and such like that. I don't have an RV, so, you know, I'm not going to be doing the RV thing. I will be at the show. I might be with the league. You know, it all depends. I mean, you know, we already went to Hamcation this year. I'm pretty sure we're going to be at Hamvention. Tom Gaines. Okay, yeah, sure. Have me on your podcast. I don't mind, you know. So WB8CXO. So here's the thing. Yeah, you know, kind of things. But here in New Jersey, actually, even when we were the strictest, I think they're kind of like backing off on everything now. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm still hopeful, right? But, you know, it's going to be what it is, you know? Oh, okay. You're already a life member. Yeah, you know, I joined the Diamond Club because Rick Roderick, the president, he encourages all the directors to financially contribute to the league, and I do as well. So I'm a Diamond Club member. And I say, you know what? it's good to support the league as well. Not just because Rick says it's a good idea, but also because it's a good thing to support them. And I am, you know, I say, and I say as long as they keep doing stuff, right, I will support them. Um, and I think they're on a good track now. I mean, I'm not really, how should I put it? I'm not like going to unconditionally support anyone in anything. I'm definitely a pay for performance type of person. But why is this upside down? I'm going to show you this upside down picture. Okay? And you'll have your real inverted Jenny on my channel. But yeah, why is this upside down? I don't know. But like I said, I'm willing to support them as long as they do good things, and there are a lot of good things coming down, and I hope that we continue to support them. You know who else I saw a lot of? Joe Eisenberg, K0NEB, and he was there, and I'm going to try to show something of him too. He was just completely, he was really in his element, and well, if you're over 70, there is a discount, and that discount is going to basically be more attractive for people who never got life membership before. So that's the thing. If you're under 70, well, you kind of have to wait. Let's see. Vermin Supreme. Yeah. Well, Silver Stacks, if you want help, right, my contact info is there. It's on the channel, so you could read at n2rj.com, and we could figure out something, if you need help with things, okay, since you're a good supporter of the channel. But yeah, no, definitely, I want to get you licensed. From Ask Ive, I want to get him licensed too, and he is somebody good to have. If you haven't checked him out, check him out at Ask Ive Solar, which is a channel where he talks about making solar simple for beginners like him. He's a really good dude. Let's see here. Silver Stacks, yeah. You know what, Joe had his whole shtick about where he had a MICKEYMOUSE, right? And he had a picture of a mic, a key, and a mouse, and like a computer mouse. Okay. And let's see here. I want to try to bring that up. That'll be funny. Let's see here. VLC video source. Yeah. Yeah, he was funny. He was totally a hoot. Yeah. And yes. Okay. I need to resize this one. Yeah, so he was there. I'll do a compilation video with him. He was totally there, and he was just killing it. I mean, his kit building forum brought a lot of people in, and that whole thing was just amazing. So Ham Study app is good too. Yeah, so life membership for those over 70 is $750 now. And pretty soon there'll be no requirement for membership. So if you're 70 years old and you've been Adaborough member for 0 years, you could become a member for $750 life member. Yeah, I am well south of 70. I hope it stays that way for a while, because I heard, and I know that getting old is very hard. I mean, we all do that at some point. I just try to delay it as much as possible. We don't have mask requirements here except in healthcare facilities anymore. So, like the other day I was at the eye doctor and they required it there because they're the eye doctor, right? Because they say they're a medical facility. Okay, I can understand that. All right, but nowhere. Restaurants, no. It is what it is, and then I came back and I'm tested negative and I'm good. So let's see here. You love building kits. Yeah, Joe is the guy when it comes to building kits, right? And let me see if I could bring a few more photos up. Oh yeah. Let me see who this is. Okay. If it's not upside down. Getting old is a giant vacuum. You mean it sucks? Yeah, it does, right? Yeah. My dad would tell you that. Let's see here. You know, I met up with Ham Radio Dude too. I met up with MRD. Um, you saw that whole video I did on the swaps, and then I had this whole video about these guys in India asked me to do a video about for World Amateur Radio Day. So they were kind of like, well, do it if you can, but yeah, you know what? It's like the NRA. I mean, you have like 80 million gun owners in the United States, and then like how many are members of the NRA? Like 5 million. So yeah, it's kind of like that, I mean, to be honest, a lot of people they say, well, the money is the money, and I'm hoping eventually we'll make it worth it for them. I just hope that that we're able to, and you know what, I have confidence that we're able to anyway, because the things that Minster is doing with the YouTubers and such is really good. So let's see here. Right. Gotta bring this up. Okay. Yeah. All right. You know what? Yeah, I could show some photos now, actually. And just almost when it's time to sign off. But this is not an ad for Gigaparts, but I did see Mike MRD here. Let's see here. Let me see another photo here. I got nah, that's the upside down one. Why are some of these upside down? I guess my iPhone camera stores it in the metadata. Oh my god, all of these are upside down. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll have to make a separate slideshow. Yeah, this is totally bogus. Okay. So anyway. So the moral of the story here is, okay, let's see here. The moral of the story is here. Look. Yeah, you can't just have one, Let's see here. You enjoyed my Sunday walkthrough. Thank you. So Sunday I made a friend with a new ham. Well, somebody who wants to be a ham. And her name is Fern, and she definitely... I talked about Fern earlier. All right. Let's see. We're going to wrap up soon. But I'll answer this question. What would you say to someone that wants to get their license but can't find the time? So, this is what I say about people who can't find the time. This is the world's biggest time waster, okay? And they make this in 2 flavors, Android and iOS. Get an app, okay? There is Ham Radio Prep, which is free, okay? They're free and they do good stuff, right? There's also the Ham Study app, which is $3.99, which is cheap, okay? Because you'll pay so many dollars for, a book, right? And such, and their resources are free. Those 2 are things that will be able to get you, licensed in your spare time. So it's easy. It was easier for me because when I worked in New York City, I basically took mass transit, so I was able to, to just go and all day, every commute, I was able to just do this. Of course, well, I got my license then, but studying other things, right? But the ham license could be done that way. So yeah, so that's what I say. Let's see here. You know what, T Ray? Well, you know, I saw you there with Alex, you know, so maybe you get on some of the videos with Alex. Well, thank you, Arthur. Nice to see you. Yeah, no excuses. Uh, yeah, ham radio prep's good. So, all right. So anyway, all right, guys. Well, listen. Thank you very much. I don't want to keep you too late on Sunday night. Oh, it's a holiday tomorrow. Well, at least for me, Federal Reserve has a holiday. So I'm, you know, if the Fed has a holiday, I have a holiday. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to try to, you know, build up my streaming PC, and then I could use that instead of using this MacBook. But we'll see how it is. All right. So thank you. 73, keep on hamming. And I'll see you in the next one. Zen to RJ. And yes, you do want to get your license before $35 fee.